Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mia Boostrom,
And I'm Jillian Jensen.
and welcome to Exit Interview.
I actually sang Scars and Remedy by Adele. And
I love that
I
song.
love that song. I just sing sad songs, like,
Same.
Listen, that's fine. That's fine.
but I sang those two, and I think I sang "You Say Maybe" by Lauren Daigle. I
That's a
think I sang
beautiful
that
song,
one.
too.
But yeah, so I prepared 3 songs to sing. I sang them like twice for different producers, and they're like, "Hey, so yeah, you're gonna get past this, and you're gonna go to this producer, whatever." And they had some interviews in there as well, like trying to get to know you and everything. I don't know if that's what it's like when you actually see them in person,
I
like
think
how
it's
they used
better
to.
doing it through Zoom.
I think it's better doing it through Zoom as well. I actually, I have a secret for you guys that I haven't even talked about. So I actually auditioned this past season for American Idol as like my last hurrah. And
No,
I
you
I
didn't.
didn't tell anyone. I didn't
Oh,
tell anyone about it. So
Spoiler.
I know. No. There's no spoiler. I wasn't on the show.
No, I know,
didn't
but I'm
make
just,
it.
but it's like, that's exciting, though.
Oh, it was so much, but that's why I was saying she was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, it was honestly like genuinely easier, like it
it
was
was, yeah.
genuinely more enjoyable because
Hmm.
you get a time frame, and like
Yes.
that's it. You're at home. You can just like freaking.
Well, not only that, but it's like, I feel like you get you get an opportunity to like show your personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I auditioned for The Voice, we would go into a room with like 12 people, and like there was no talking. It was just you would go in, you'd sing 30 seconds of a song, and if they liked you, you'd stay, and if they didn't like you, you'd go.
Right. Yeah. It was a lot better. It was the same thing, like a couple of whatever rounds and talking to people, but I honestly think they should stick to it. I think
Yeah, I do
just
too.
flipping stick to it. I think
I
it
really,
sucks
I
that I
really
think
like how they did
you
it.
guys had to quarantine though in LA, correct? That
Yeah,
sucks.
Were you just like confined to your room?
for 2 days. Yeah, so for the first audition, we had a quarantine for 2 whole days, and they ended up bringing food to us.
Oh,
And
wow.
then after that, we started. California's very strict, so they're like 6 feet apart, maybe even 7. Like, don't touch each other, don't get
And
near.
especially
If you get
probably
a
on like
little
a
bit
set.
closer,
Right.
yeah, if you get any closer, they're like, It's like, but yeah, they're very strict there. There was only one area outside your bedroom that you could actually, eat or even drink water. And so a lot of us were just dehydrated like
Oh
throughout the day because we
gosh.
just couldn't have water right next to us. And that's why like most of our voices, like, or that sounded weird, but like
No, I
No,
know, I
I
know
get
what
everybody
what
you
you
mean. I know
like
what you
when we
mean.
mean.
got up there, yeah, everybody like when we got up there, like all of our voices were so dry. And I know mine was. And actually, like in the audition room, that's one of the reasons why it was longer. I had asked for water because like I ended up like losing my voice a little bit, and
In there.
they completely cut that out. And so Lionel was just like, "Hey, get her some water."
Yeah,
Well,
because I mean,
I was like, "Yeah,
I this is why I love Lionel Richie, right? Like, because I've watched the show like since it's restarted, probably a handful of times, but he's always like treat these people like the musicians that they are.
yeah,
I love him so much for that. And
yeah."
like Lionel just has the biggest heart, like the handkerchief. Like,
Yes, he does.
I love him so much. I love him. Like, and you can tell, like, he's over here, like, like you're saying, everything is so separated. Like,
Yeah.
they're really strict. But you can see that Lionel's like, I just want to go over and give you a damn
Yeah.
hug.
I
I'm like, I
know.
just want to give you a hug.
And he,
And
he made me feel so comfortable, like full, like being in the room. And I think that's another reason why I was able to like carry on with the rest of my song was like I was like, okay, I got the first part over with. Like they just made me feel a lot more comfortable. I drank water, they're talking to me with, a little bit. My dad just came in the room and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I got it. Like I can move on. I can
Well,
sing the
and
rest
you
of the
like, I mean, it's so nerve wracking too, like
yeah.
doing that, especially for the first time, like being in a room with 3 celebrity judges, singing a song that's very, very personal to you on
Yeah.
national TV. And like, it's not like the days are easy. Those audition days, they're long and they're tiring. And then on top of it, going through it with COVID, I can't imagine because, you're separated from other people. At least with us, we were able to, confide in other contestants and be close to them and talk to them because everybody's going through the same thing. Where with you, you're kind
Yeah.
of just sitting in your own head because you're not really allowed to talk to
psyching yourself
anybody.
out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't envy you for that one. I don't
Yeah.
envy you for that.
That is tough.
Do you think it would be something that you would go back to? Maybe not American Idol, but like, you know what I mean? Like maybe like
Would you pull a Jill and Mia and do a TV channel
another
swap?
TV show?
I think I might. A lot of people are pushing me to do The Voice, and I would love to meet Kelly Clarkson.
She is awesome.
Actually, I had listened to Piece by Piece like a million times before I actually wrote Scars, because I was like, this is the closest thing that resonates to me. And I was like, but I need to write something of my own because this is her song. I need to write something for me. And so she kind of inspired that with Piece by Piece. And I was like, okay, I'm going to write my own song, my own story. I didn't think about that until after I heard Piece by Piece. So yeah, it's like, thank you, Kelly.
Dude,
But
can
yeah.
I tell you, it is like unreal that you just said that, because my best friend Britt was here over the weekend. Well, weekend, Sunday to Wednesday, whatever. That's my weekend. So she was here, and we were actually talking about how Mia and I were going to be talking to you today, and talking about your audition, talking about, you know, how everything kind of. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend Joelle was there too. Joelle, if you're watching, I didn't forget you, baby. I love you. So
We love you.
so we were talking about your audition, and I was like, man, there is a huge part of me that almost wishes that you had done everything you did in front of Kelly on The Voice.
Kelly would have honestly like sobbed.
That would have been interesting.
I mean, your audition was memorable beyond belief and will be remembered for a long time. I'm just saying, I think there's something so cosmic about having a judge on your side who has been through the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. I feel like that was like,
No,
know,
you explained it perfectly.
Yeah,
I
thank
agree.
you.
I agree. I think that because I mean I was on the season when Kelly was there, and she was such a down to earth person, but she also was so open about her story. I think that if you audition for The Voice in the future and Kelly is one of the judges, which I think she'll be around for a while on that show. I think that they love her and she loves them. I think that you guys would have a amazing connection.
Yeah, agreed.
A lot of people are saying, you know how like you look at all the comments. I probably shouldn't, but there were some comments that were. There were some like positive comments though, and then a lot of people were saying that, like, I guess comparing me and Kelly in a way. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, no, like I'm not even close. Like what the heck? But then they said something about like there's this one person, I don't know who it was, but they said something about, oh, what if DJ and Kelly got together and merged their songs like piece by piece, and or did like a not a medley, I don't think, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, and like we could sing together, and I saw that, I was just like, oh, like only in my dreams. Like,
Hey, make it happen.
it would
Put
be
it out
so
there in the
cool,
universe.
though. Like,
Yeah,
it'd
dude.
be really cool. But I saw that comment, I was like, oh.
Like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I
no,
know,
but
that's a huge
seriously,
compliment.
don't even say not only in my dreams. Like, put that, like, I agree with Mia. Like, put that shit out there.
Yes.
I'm so serious. Like, I'm not going to tell a story about, I was about to tell a story. I'm going to shut up. But my point is just put it out into the universe, because you don't know, like, what possibilities can come when you're just, like,
ready to accept it.
right.
Yeah.
You know, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that would be I think that would be a coach vocalist pair in heaven.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
For real.
I was like almost bummed. And don't get me wrong, like Patrick, I'm sure you met Patrick Lynn.
Yes, I love
Patrick
Patrick.
is one of my most favorite freaking humans. He's one
Oh
of the.
my gosh, yes.
one of the
Okay, you know what he told
Oh my
me? Okay, in Hollywood Week, he actually brought up Kelly to me, but I was super nervous, and in Hollywood Week, I was getting onto my head, and I was doubting myself like big time. And I walk up, and I'm about to sing on stage. I was the first one in my group or line or whatever to sing, and I'm sitting there, I'm like freaking out. And he's like, "Hey, you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna be sent home." And it's like, "Why would you say that?" Because like everybody else, like, did you hear them? Like, they're incredible. Like, there's no way they're gonna send me through. It's like, I'm just singing "Rise Up." That's nothing special. And he's like, "Hey, do you know where you are right now?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "No, do you know where you are?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Hollywood." And I was like, "Okay." "Have you ever been here?" "No." It's like, why are you even asking these questions? And he said, "Okay, well, do you know where you're standing?" And I was like, what does this mean? And he said, "I stood right next to Kelly right here." as she was about to walk on the stage and sing. And I was like, it's like, okay.
Patrick
And
Landon is the sweetest
I know.
man.
And
That
he's
was such a
and
good
he,
story.
and he said, I believe in you, and the judges believe in you. So go knock everybody's socks off, like Kelly did. And I was like, thanks, man. I was like, oh,
Gosh.
Patrick is
I love Patrick so much.
just a gem of a human being.
I
Like
love
Yeah.
when people are like that.
he was when I moved to LA. He was like the first person to hit me up and be like, "Hey, let's go get breakfast at one of my favorite breakfast spots, so you can like see
He is the sweetest.
It's just like he's been on there since Kelly, right? And like,
since the beginning." Yeah.
for someone that's been on the show for so long to not be jaded and to not be, all right, it's just another season, but to physically come up to somebody like believing in
Yeah.
them so
Right.
genuinely. It
Yeah.
just says a lot about his personality, and I think that that's really cool.
Yeah, and I think those are the stories that people don't hear about a lot. I mean, like even with us, like we've been through the freaking mill with all this stuff. Like I'm sure you had your positive and negative aspects of like what you
Yeah.
went through. And it's like it's so easy to like just be like, yo, this shit sucks. But then when you remember like the people like Patrick or like,
Yeah.
Norm who can be who
Amy.
can be a little moody, but he's the best. They love him.
Yeah.
Like when you think about those people who like give you like genuine hype and
Yeah.
love, and they're like your cheerleader when you don't have all your family around you, you have them to confide
Yes.
in, right?
It was so
That's-
nice to have all of them.
That yeah, exactly. But if it wasn't for those guys that I specifically love at the show, I wish you would have done the voice. That's what I'm gonna
I never got to do, so I never did American Idol, but you guys seem like you have some really cool people on the show too. We
It
had
was
some
awesome.
sweet people on the show too, but it's so nice to see that like there are people that still want to connect with the artists and
Yeah.
treat this as family, because that's what I feel like you end up being after
Yeah.
being there for
Yeah.
as long as you are. Is there anything like, what was your favorite part of the process? Was it the audition? Was it Hollywood Week? Was there anything that you wish that you did differently?
I think if I hadn't gotten into my head, I think it would have been a lot more fun and memorable. And Hollywood Week was, I think, the worst for me because I was really down about myself. I had this whole like negative energy. I don't even know why. I just listened to all the voices in my head, and that's what from day to day that I was there, that's just how I was.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good thing I got cut because I don't think if I had gone through, I would have recognized that and would have stopped it. And
Girl,
so
self-reflection at 18 like
I
that
know.
is
I
unbelievable.
can't handle you.
I get it though, being in that atmosphere and hearing everybody around you. I remember being on The Voice and like people would sit around and they'd play music and you would just hear people that could do things that you wish you could do.
yeah.
But then you realize that there's something special about you. That's why you're there. And I think
Sorry,
we forget that in the moment. But I think that when you look back on it, like you are reflecting, like there were things about your audition that someone else couldn't
never
do. There were things about my audition that I could do that people couldn't do. There were things that Jill did that people couldn't do. And I
Like
think,
crack randomly, it's fine.
oh my God. Get out of here.
I joke.
But it is hard not to compare yourself, for sure.